Good morning and welcome to WNHH-FM's Dateline New Haven. I'm your host, Paul Bass, inviting you to look behind the headlines and the stories that make our community tick. SMITTY makes New Haven tick and move. SMITTY is a homegrown rapper with some powerful recordings already to his name, including videos shot through our city from the perspective of the life he has lived. He's here in the WNHH studio to show us some of those videos and songs and tell us about the story behind the music. Thanks for coming in, SMITTY. It's great to see you.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me, Paul, and the whole New Haven Independent. Thanks for having me.
And Harry Dross is with us, too, the station manager who knows a heck of a lot more about rap music than I do. But what I do know is that SMITTY makes great videos, because the first time I watched their videos, I found myself turning them on again and again. A, because I thought the music was good. B, I thought the videos were interesting, but also because it was telling me about New Haven. Now, SMITTY, how long you been rapping?
I've been rapping for about, let's say, 10 years now.
Now you're 25 years old?
25 years, so about
15.
Now, probably, now that I think about it, younger than that.
Younger.
Probably about, what, 6th grade?
6th grade. Now, when you say you started 6th grade, obviously you weren't playing clubs or making videos. How did you start rapping? Was it in friends' houses? Like, why do you say you started rapping then?
I feel like it was something we just played with, and then it got like,
Mm-hmm.
Then we started doing it all the time.
And where'd you grow up? What part of town?
I grew up around New Haven, Connecticut.
About which part of New Haven?
In the Tribe area, in the Ville area.
So in Kensington Street or New Hallville?
No, around Henry Street.
Henry Street, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Henry Street kind of goes into both neighborhoods. But...
Yeah, so I grew up a little bit over there on Henry Street,
Mm-hmm.
and then I moved over there by Thompson Street.
Oh, Thompson, okay, then you're
in
in
New
the heart.
Hallville.
All right. And so you started rapping. I noticed that you had videos, I think it was, 2016?
Okay.
Was that your first ones, like around, like 4 years ago? Or was it longer than that you were making videos and doing recordings?
When I make my first video?
Or going into recording studios, right?
Okay, yeah. So my first time recording studios, it wasn't even a recording studio. I went to Wintergreen. I don't know if you guys know about Wintergreen Magnet School.
Yeah.
And
You went to that school?
Yeah, I went to that school. So in that school, when you was at 5 through 8, they gave you laptops.
Oh.
Okay, so I started like that. I used to go home and just hit myself record on that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and learn how to do it.
So you were already rapping, as you said, by like 5th, 6th grade. So you go home with the laptop you got from Wintergreen,
Mm-hmm.
and you start rapping. And what would you do? Would you say, like, this stinks, I'll do it over? Or that's kind of cool, I'm going to show my friends? Like, what would you do?
Like, I just, sometimes, listen to beats on YouTube and then just hit record on the laptop and just record me.
And do you remember what you would rap about when you were in middle school?
I used to rap about probably more dancing, a lot of dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Because we used to go to Boys and Girls Club parties.
Mm-hmm.
We used to dance a lot. That's all we used to do is dance.
And do you remember the music you liked best? Was there anyone, when you were that age and you were starting to get into music, do you remember any kind of musical act, singer, recording artist, rapper who inspired you?
I always was inspired by Meek Mill.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my biggest inspirations because one of my cousins who passed away, Jabri Bryant, we call him Bree, he put me on to Meek Mill when we were young, probably like 11, 12, and he used to always play him. And he used to play him through LimeWire. And I used to be like,
I don't even know what LimeWire is.
See, a lot of people wouldn't know. It's like a little downloading music app that people used to
Harry,
do
you
back
heard of
in the day.
LimeWire?
Yeah, it's pretty old now.
Yeah, it's old as ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he put me on Meek Mill to that, and I started listening to Meek Mill from there, and I was just, that's right.
And was there a point, you
Meek.
brought the laptop home, you were rapping. Was there a point at which you said, I can do this? Or like, I like to do this? Do you remember any moment, like, did someone encourage you? Or did you say, hey, I'm going to try it?
I kind of really didn't get a thought time to do this. Was more like something to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then like after a while, then I figured like, yeah.
Did people say, hey, this is good? Did you like send the recording to your friends? Or
It wasn't really I wasn't sending it. It was more like just like a little home base thing. Like, so I lived on Thompson Street. So it's a couple guys who lived on Thompson Street with me. So when I come home with the laptop, they'll see me getting off the bus. We'll go to their crib or something. Make a couple recordings. We all play around. So every day after school, we did stuff like that. And just
That sounds fun.
Yeah, just play with it.
Do you remember what kind of laptop it was?
I
Like Apple or?
Nah, it definitely wasn't Apple. I don't think IMAX even thought of it at that time. It was like a, I want to say HP, but I feel like I'm only saying that because I see HP right here.
You just mentioned
it's Windows system, right?
Yeah, it was definitely a Windows system, but it was a good laptop.
Now, you just said IMAX. I'm guessing, tell me if I'm right, that you at some point got an iMac and felt you could do more things with it.
Definitely. I own 2 iMacs of my own.
And when did you get the iMacs?
When did I get them? I want to say like junior year of high school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And how'd you get those?
I bought those on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the people selling them on the street and things like that.
They were selling them on the street?
Like not streets, but like internet offer up and stuff
Uh-huh.
like that. See them like that, and I had bought one like that for about $1,000.
And were you
truck?
good?
Huh?
Fell off a truck.
Yeah, it fell off the truck, and I picked it up off the
But
truck.
like, are you good with machines?
I'm great with it. It's
Like,
great.
were those used and were you able to retool them or no?
What do you mean by that?
Like, in other words, are you able to fix
We were able to
computers?
upgrade them
Yeah.
if you needed to.
What the
iMacs.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
the
they
iMac.
were all upgraded for the most part.
Already, okay.
Yeah, up to
And
date.
what were you able to do with that iMac
More
that
than
you couldn't do with the other? Yeah, like where did it take you?
I got introduced to GarageBand, and
Mhm.
then once I learned about GarageBand, it got a little more better. We started learning how to do more things with it. You know,
Like what kind of things? Like obviously you had a beat put down.
mixing it more,
Mhm.
added more mix to it, making it sound more elite. Not making it sound exactly how they would make it sound if we were at a real
And
studio.
Smitty, does that mean that you always had a beat, but here you might have added other instruments, or is this something you did with the beat that you couldn't do with the other computer?
One more time.
Like what you could do better now, was that something you were able to do with beats you had before, or was GarageBand giving you like guitars and bass that
Yeah,
you're
giving
throwing
us
in?
more things to use for the beats and all of that. But for the most part, at that point, we only used YouTube beats. So it was like, that was the best thing, just going YouTube.
So then
and
you went
finding
from
it
YouTube beats to your own beats through GarageBand.
The GarageBand, yeah.
All right, I'm going a little out of what I know, so
Okay.
you're kind of taking me there.
All right.
YouTube beats to GarageBand. Okay, so now at some point we're going to forward to 2016.
Okay.
2016, you're already 21 years old, and you're making a pretty sophisticated recording here. You were bringing something called I'm So New Haven, which is the first thing I found of yours, because
Okay.
I was just cruising YouTube for New Haven music videos, and this one stood out to me. So you were 21 years old. What were you doing by then? You gotten past the GarageBand, I'm guessing?
Yeah, I got past the GarageBand.
You went to a studio.
Now I'm in real recording studios. Gave the laptop back to
Mhm.
Wintergreen, things like that. So now I'm downtown, West Haven, everywhere recorded at real studios.
Is that Vic Steffen's studio? Whose studio are you at West Haven?
West Haven? It was like a home studio
Uh-huh.
through my boy Bari.
And how did I'm So New Haven happen?
I'm So New Haven. That happened like I'm in high school, so when I was in high school, I went to Wilbur-Cross. We had a group called I don't want to forget it because he's probably watching this and he'll get mad. But
It's okay, he can't reach you here.
All right, good. We had a group at high school, so basically we all rapped, we all made music, and we all put music together. So it was this guy named Don. He ran the group, and he was like you guys can make a song or whatever it is, and I'll shoot the video.
Oh.
No price, no nothing.
But this is your song.
Yeah, this is my
Like
song.
you got a lot of friends in there, but this is your song.
Yeah, this is my song.
So how did it come about that you made the song? All your friends are making music together. How did it become your song?
Like, cause I feel like I made this song I'm So New Haven because I feel like I'm so New Haven. I meet the criteria of New Haven, like with things that go on, everything that's going on.
Okay, boom. That's what I'm going to ask you to talk about. We're talking to SMITTY, Harry Joes and I today on Dateline New Haven. He's a New Haven rapper, in my opinion. He's on the move. What we're going to do is we're going to watch this video. I think it's from it's 2014. I'm sorry. So 6 years ago. So you were 19, so you weren't at Wilbur-Cross anymore, but you'd started Wilbur-Cross.
What year was that?
2014?
2014. That was my last year.
Wilbur-Cross, okay.
That's the year I graduated.
All right. So he shot this video produced by Bez Luciano. Well, I don't know who that is, but that's the name on it. And this is the video I've been watching.
Yeah, that's who the beat was by.
Okay.
Yeah.
So going to watch this over and I've been watching this over and over. I'm going to show it to you. You might have seen it if you've been watching Dateline New Haven video jukebox. Harry Joes and SMITTY here on 103.5 FM. Let's watch I'm So New Haven by SMITTY.
I'm so New Haven, so New Haven. 2 or 3.
I'm so New Haven in my community. That was right there at East Rock Park.
I'm so New Haven, Mr. 203. Yeah, I run my city, but I ride around and get it
Usually.
But I gotta lay low, I know hating them getting used to me. Fuck nigga hating on the young and man
Talking what they gonna do to me.
Try stick me up, try growing me. Try fucking me over, try screwing me. Yeah, I fuck with Dola, but this time I brought my crew with me. Son, decorate fake like a jewelry. Pull up kick rocks with that foolery. Bop, been ballin', Bobby still ballin'. Right in college, cool.
Ain't recruiting me.
People love to hate, see them just show love. Everybody gon' eat, cause my team that girl. Like the opposite of fake, I keep it real. Like SBI, I keep it trail. My circle thirsty, hungry for a meal. Cause fake niggas ain't for me, just keeping it hell. My circle thirsty, hungry for a meal. Cause fake niggas ain't for me,
Just keeping it hell. I tell you what that line mean.
Gamble. That's why we carry eights. To shoot you down and grab a blade, cut you
Like Gary Gates.
That's a fresh cut. Check your gear, you ain't fresh enough. Now it's my turn. Let me make it sharp. You Coach Carolina and I'm Tony Harp. Which means I'm winning and you losing. I've been up while you cowards snoozing. Getting fast paper, still manage to cruising. Live your life and hate how you manage to do it. You got 2 phones, day before, how the fuck is you booming? I'm still spending iTunes money, what the fuck is you doing? We ain't touching paper, come on, is you stupid? I'm still spending iTunes money, what the fuck is you doing? I'm so New Haven, so New Haven.
2 or 3. I'm so New Haven, shout out my
community.
R.I.P. Bree Ryder. That's Bree Ryder with the What Your Life Like shirt on. He passed away. Right there.
This my town, I'ma hold it down.
R.I.P.
It only get realer. You don't work in college, playboy. Shooting a hoop, so you a drug dealer. Got order J's, been to jail, fucked 100 hoes, and you got a V. And you that nigga. Got a new mindset, got a new grind set, got new goals. I
See the bigger picture.
North Haven, Harbor, we don't never speak. Got this wild one from West Haven, wetter than the beach.
Slash.
Got this milk for milk, but she just wanna eat. Shout out my brand for Secret Vicky, keep J's on my feet. I got this Hampton honey, but
She stay high.
Be with the trouble thought
When I
see him
high and by.
Can't forget Fair Haven, she don't know how to act. Say she from New York, Matt, her on corner PI. Like my girls older, but they say
I look like my father.
So I knock them down like towers. They don't wanna be bothered. Tell them cop my single, cause I'm grinding. And it's $1. Plus this hard for Holly. But hitting it is kinda harder. I'm so New Haven, so New Haven. 2 or 3.
2 or 3.
I'm so New Haven, shout out my community. I'm so New Haven, so New Haven, so New Haven, so New Haven. All I see is drug dealing,
Hella gang banging.
I'm so New Haven. New Haven SMITTY there on video, on recording, and here in the studio.
Yes, sir.
Dateline New Haven. 103.5 FM live stream newhaven.org. That's a good song, man. You were having a good time making that video, I think. Am I right? So I saw you there on top of East Rock, where a lot of people seem to do on videos. You were on, was that College Street, your high school in the community there, in that alley there with the brick wall?
With the brick wall?
Like College and Crown?
Yeah, I was there. And then when we all were walking, I was on my block, Thompson Street.
Tom Street by the Farmington Canal.
Yeah.
Right by that like plaque
Bike
they have.
trail.
Yeah, I love that. And so I want to ask you a lot of things about that. So the basic theme was I'm so New Haven 203, our zip code, our area code. Shout out my community. Why are you shouting out your community? And who in the community you shouting out? Because you say all I see is drug dealing, gang banging. Is that what you're shouting out?
No, what I'm shouting out is basically the community in New Haven. But when I say all I see is drug dealing, hella gang banging, I'm just saying shout out to the community and shout out to where I'm located also, if you get what I'm saying. That's why I say 203, like shout out to the whole New Haven, which is the community, everybody around me. But then all I see is where I'm at, is Thompson Street. That's what I see is what's going on.
There were a couple lines in there that really struck me
gang
from my world, because I don't grow up or hang out around drug dealing or gang banging. One thing that got me was life's a gamble. That's why we carry 8s. You're North Carolina and I'm Tony Harp, which means I'm winning and you losing. Put that so I can understand.
All right.
Explain it to the old guy.
Which line you want me to explain?
Well, first of all, life's a gamble. We got that. Carry 8s, is that guns? Is that 38s or what?
It could go to that.
Or it could go to what? You know.
8s as in cards.
All right. Oh, like why 8 cards?
We gambling.
Oh.
When you're gambling, we play 8s.
There you go. I don't know what 8s are. What does it mean to play 8s?
When you play 8s, it's like crazy 8s. You ever heard of crazy 8s?
Yep.
Like that.
All
So
right.
we say life is a gamble. So we
Okay.
carry 8s.
So my theory is North Carolina, Tony Harp, a lot of people in New Haven's black community come from North Carolina and South Carolina.
Definitely.
And you're contrasting. You're saying you're North Carolina, I'm Tony Harp. Tony Harp comes from Utah.
Mm-hmm.
She was the mayor,
Mm-hmm.
first black woman mayor.
Mm-hmm.
So why is she winning and why is North Carolina losing?
I feel like when I said that line, I was more trying to say like, I'm Tony Harp and you Kerm Carolina.
Okay, and what's the deal with Kerm Carolina?
Remember they were both running for mayor.
Oh, and
And
one of
Tony-
them won and the
Oh,
other.
see, you thought Carolina, I was talking about the state.
Mm-hmm.
No, when I said
Oh.
I'm Tony Harp and you're Carolina,
You didn't say North Carolina?
what did I say right there?
Oh, I should go back and listen.
Yeah.
I might have just heard it wrong.
Would you be able to listen real quick?
We'll go back on it. So now, were you around? So 2014 was right after that election. That was 2013.
That's what I meant by
Were
saying,
you involved in that?
No, but
People were talking about it.
if we were talking about it,
And were you with Kerm or you with Tony?
I went to Wilbur Cross, so
Mhm.
I always had a thing against Kerm.
Hill House, because Kerm was the coach at Hill
so
House and then the
me
principal.
saying that line was low key me throwing a shot at Hill House because I was at Cross when it dropped. You get what I'm saying?
That's
So I'm
a
saying,
shot.
I'm saying I'm Tony Harp as a winner, and you're Kerm Carolina as a loser.
See, and here I had this whole stupid theory
Yeah,
about
see.
Carolina and North
And
Carolina.
it's glad that you asked that, but Kerm, that's my guy. I want to make that clear. Me and Kerm are very cool. Yeah, it's no drama.
How do you know Kerm?
I know Kerm. I knew Kerm forever from basketball.
Like, how'd you meet? Oh, you play basketball?
Yeah, I've been playing basketball my whole life since I was 5 years old.
Were you on a team?
Yeah, I was on several teams.
What teams you on?
New Haven Heat, East Coast Elite, Boys and Girls Club, Blazers.
Did you play high school?
I played high school for Wilbur Cross.
Did you play against Kerm?
I went against Kerm.
Who won?
They won, but I had.
He was Tony Harp. You were Carolina.
Definitely, but I had 37 points against Hill House.
Really? In one game?
One game, no rap.
Seriously?
Yeah, you could check. You could.
You're not making that up.
I mean, making it
I
up.
mean, that's a lot of points.
Yeah, I know. Freshman year, we lost, but I did my thing.
You were on varsity freshman year.
Yeah, I was on varsity freshman year, but I didn't play too much varsity. But the game I'm talking about is freshman game.
And you it was a freshman game.
Yeah, we lost, but I had 30.
And what position did you play?
Point guard.
All right.
Yeah, got to run the
How
team.
tall are you?
About 5'7", 5'8".
All right. Yeah, he's gonna be point guard. And then they say I look like my father. Who's your father? Is that the Michael Smith? Okay, I don't want to assume which Michael Smith. I know one Michael Smith. What's the deal with your dad? Did you grow up with your dad?
Did I grow up with him? Yeah.
And what's he doing now?
Time.
For the blood.
Yeah.
He's that Michael Smith.
Yeah.
So-
So you know that Michael Smith.
I know that Michael Smith.
Okay.
Okay. So he was involved with the KSI, and they were arrested in Operation Blood something or other.
Yeah, the bloodline about
Bloodline,
Yeah,
right,
about
right. We
2010.
covered that, yep.
2011.
So he was dealing drugs.
That's what they say.
Were they right?
I don't think so. But he went to trial and he was found guilty again. So
We covered the trial. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I believe not. But on the bright side, he'll
On
be
the
home.
bright side.
He'll be home very soon.
Oh yeah. How soon?
I don't want to say the exact date, but
Okay.
he'll be
Have
home.
you gone to visit him in prison?
Yeah, definitely. He was up in Rhode Island, and
I remember that they kept him in Rhode Island, and actually their lawyers thought that was unfair because they weren't found guilty yet,
exactly.
and they were keeping him in a federal place in Rhode Island. Their lawyers couldn't meet with them.
No one could.
Yeah,
I couldn't even.
That's the articles he wrote about. Yeah.
Definitely, I couldn't even see him when he got to Rhode Island. Let me make that clear. I had to wait till he got back to Fort Dix in Jersey,
Uh-huh.
and then me and my mom we go visit him up there.
Oh, was Fort Dix after the trial?
Yeah, after the trial they sent him to Fort Dix. So
And was Cookie Poland his lawyer?
probably
Diane?
was that the one who passed away?
Yeah.
Yeah, for the
She was a
break-up?
great lawyer.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
That's why he was. That's one of the reasons he had it.
She was actually one of my heroes. Yeah.
Where definitely, that's one of the reasons he had to finish out his 10. I don't want to talk too much on it, but because she passed away in the middle of it, so it was kind of bad.
Well, you talk about growing up with gangbanging.
hmm
Did you ever get drawn to the life? And you don't have to answer that if you don't want.
I mean, I can answer that question. Well, I've been shot before.
When were you shot?
I got shot. What was it? I want to say. I think I was 16, so about 9 years ago
Mhm.
on Christmas Eve.
What happened?
I was walking through the bike trail, the bike trail we spoke about,
Mm-hmm.
but I wasn't on the Thompson side. I was more on the Dixwell side.
And does that matter? Are people different to each other on the Dixville side? No.
I mean, every part of the bike trail is a different different situation, different neighborhood.
What was the situation when you got into Dixwell?
Oh, that situation was more me being wrong place, wrong time. Robbery going wrong.
There was a robbery going on?
Yeah.
And what happened?
I didn't have anything that they needed, so.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So they shot you for that?
Yeah.
What'd they get out of that?
Nothing. 'Cause I didn't have nothing, but that's just what goes on where we're from.
Where'd they hit you?
In the stomach.
Did you think you were dead?
Yeah, I definitely thought I was
Like,
dead.
what was going through your mind?
Everything. It's crazy because when the shot went off, I didn't think I got shot. So I was,
A lot of people say that.
yeah.
And then there's that moment when you say,
yeah,
I
so,
got shot.
So I'll tell you a little bit about it. I was running. So I'm like, I hear the shot, so I'm running. Not thinking I got shot. So I'm running. It's me and my two boys. We running. So I get probably like to the next corner. I'm like, yo, that was crazy. You know what I mean? We just duck all them shots, probably, let's say 12 to 15 shots. You know, we ducked all of them. And then, like I said, it was Christmas Eve. So now my body is getting hot. My body's very, very hot.
So is that where you first noticed it, a
Yeah,
burning?
my body's very
And
hot.
did you know where in your body the burning was?
Not to talk crazy, but I thought I got hit my private.
Mhm.
Because it was in my stomach. So I'm like, So now I feel the feeling of me, oh, this area feels hot. You know what I mean? So I'm like, something's wrong because it's Christmas Eve and I'm getting very hot. So that's when I looked down. I seen the blood. I kind of panicked. So that's when I knew, like, oh, yeah, I got shot.
Mhm. And so what'd you do next?
I was with my boy. He didn't believe I got shot.
How did you prove it?
Man, I couldn't even prove it. So
It was dark, right?
Yeah.
It was dark out.
Yeah, it was dark out. So I'm telling him, yeah,
So
I
you
got
could say, look at the blood over there?
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. He not believing me. He laughing, thinking I'm playing. So I had to literally take my phone out myself, call 911 myself, tell him where I'm
Whoa.
at. Literally.
What'd you say?
I'm over here shot. Or, what was it? Reading something. Literally, I gave him the address, whatever, and they came.
And did they take you to the hospital?
Yeah, they came about 20 minutes late.
Did you pass out? 20 minutes?
Yeah.
You could have died.
That's
So did anyone stop the bleeding for you? Or did you stop the bleeding?
Nah, it was only me and my two boys and another.
But I mean, sometimes if you're shot a certain way, you only got minutes or less if you don't stop the bleeding. Was it not that kind of wound?
Nah, it was not.
They didn't hit any vital organs?
No, it was a 25 bullet. So literally it went in, it traveled. And when I was running, it knocked down on my intestines.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know as I'm running, the bullets in me. So boom, 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 knocking down on my intestines, whatever. And it ended up on the left side. But only thing I seen was the little hole where it went in. So that was the only thing I seen at the corner, and I panicked and hit the floor, if you get what I'm saying.
I do hear you saying.
Yeah.
So what happened? Did you get it operated
What do you mean by that?
at the hospital?
Yeah, got operated. I was shot, and one of my boys was shot too. So he was coming up the street too. He was shot. I was shot. So it was like,
What kind of operation did you have?
I got all new intestines. To put that out there.
New intestines?
Yeah, new
I didn't know you can get those.
Me neither. All my intestines got knocked down.
Large or small?
Small intestines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So all my intestines got knocked down from me running. But that was the only surgery I had. I had that surgery, and a lot of people know how to learn how to walk again.
You weren't able to walk at
No,
first?
I wasn't even able to walk from the shot to my.
For how long?
Probably about. I was in the hospital for what? Oh, 30, 35, 45 days.
When you came out, were you in a wheelchair?
No, I wasn't in a wheelchair, but I was like home. Chilling.
That's what you got for Christmas.
Yeah, no, that was my Christmas. I literally got nothing for Christmas but hospital food.
You got a lot of comments up here. William Outlaw, respect nephew. J1 Carter, your story's important, worth sharing. Loves S&Com, proud of you, big moves. Ferry Street, Pablo, come on. And he innocent. All right.
William Outlaw, that's Big Unc right there.
That's June Boy. That's your uncle?
Yeah, that's family right there.
All right, he was on this show too. He has a great new book out.
Yeah, that's
Have you seen his book?
I didn't see it, but I heard about it. And congrats on the book, Unc.
It is a deep book.
I heard it's very great. I didn't get to it yet, but congrats and keep doing you if you up here.
Well, he got the book, you got the videos and the music. And your name is Smitty, and you're on Dateline New Haven, WNHH FM, 103.5 FM, live streamed at newhavenindependent.org. Did you, when you came home, how long to recover?
Probably about, let's say I got shot Christmas. I didn't probably recover till about February 1st.
So you missed school?
Yeah, I missed school, definitely. That made me end up staying back also. That's why I graduated.
That's why I had your years wrong, or why you're still across.
I wasn't going to correct you till you figured it out. But
Okay.
I graduated Wilbur Cross 2014, but I went in.
But you made it.
I went in 2009.
And you play basketball again, or that was it? Can you
Definitely.
play basketball in New West Tested?
I played basketball again, but it wasn't.
Seriously?
I
Or you
was-
on the team anymore?
I was on the team still, but I wasn't as good. I could admit it now. I became trash after I got shot.
Well, don't say trash.
I have to admit it.
That's not nice.
If you see me from 5 to when I got shot, You don't understand what I'm saying.
Okay.
I was.
You're saying you didn't have the moves you used to have.
Yeah, I was
'Cause
crazy.
you had different, not as good and tested.
Yeah, not the same. The same intestines and shoot the ball the same.
But you were rapping.
Yeah, I
And
definitely
that
was
didn't
rapping.
stop.
No, that didn't
Was
stop.
any part of that in the song?
Yeah. What you mean by that? Me getting shot?
Yeah, do you think that whole episode, because the song came after. The song was 2 years later.
The song dropped after I got shot?
I'm So New Haven came years later.
Oh, okay.
Do you think the fact that you got shot has something to do with what your New Haven is when you say I'm So New Haven? The life, the gamble, the shots at the Farmington Canal?
Basically saying the reason why I got shot is having to do with me being so New Haven?
Or that's part
He's
of what it
saying
means to be
whether
part
you
of Haven?
incorporated you getting shot into your song.
Into your
Oh,
view
yeah,
of what it
definitely.
means.
I speak on that a
Thanks,
lot
Harry.
without me speaking on it, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That has something to do with it. I said
It was like we got there by talking about the video, and that's where we ended up.
Hella drug dealer, hella gang banging. When I got shot, whoever those guys were gang banging. I got, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm around. That's my area.
You say you're gangbang. Were you in a gang?
No, I'm not in no gang at all.
Mhm.
No, I'm not in no gang.
All right. But then, that wasn't the last video. It's interesting because that video pops up more when you look SMITTY up on the internet, on YouTube.
Which video?
The one we watched.
So New
So New
Haven.
Haven?
Yeah.
It pops up a lot?
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
one I get first. But I did some more digging, and you have a whole new slew of videos.
Yeah.
So that was 2016.
Definitely.
But you dropped a whole bunch of new ones in the last few months in 2019. Every few months you were dropping a new one. And they were interesting. You were doing like more of a story, more playful.
Definitely.
Right? Like in the sneaker store, Sneaker
Yeah.
Junkies. That was cool.
You having fun?
So why don't we look at another one you did in 2019?
Okay.
And part of what I'm going to ask you about afterwards is how you made the decision of what music to put in the back.
Okay.
Okay? Because remember you started out with the YouTube beats.
Okay.
You got the iMac and GarageBand. You started putting other instruments and forming your own background, right?
Okay, yep.
And now you went to Phil Collins on this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on before we go to the video. I know people are wondering what is SMITTY sipping on. So what are you sipping on?
Okay. A lot of people question me. I'm sipping on they call it the Classy Azul.
AZUL?
AZUL. So if you want
Blue?
to sip nice, it's some tequila.
All right.
Yeah, Classy Azul.
All right.
It gets
All
you real, mellow.
All right. We're mellow on Dateline New Haven.
$100 bottles.
Really?
Yeah, well, 100 and
That doesn't look $100.
yeah, that's what I said. But
$107.
107 to be exact. But we'll leave the $7 out of it.
We will. Okay, we'll round down. Cirilla says SMITTY out here. LOL. Jordy, I can't read them too far
You see
away.
where it says Skrilla?
Yeah.
That's my guy right there. That's Bully.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's an upcoming artist too from New Haven.
All right.
Yeah, he's going hard. He's with me too. I don't know. I know you say you've been watching my videos from 2019, but that's a 2020 video. I don't know if you watched SMITTY Riri.
I didn't see that one.
If
no.
you want, we could throw like a snippet at the end.
Okay, what's that called?
Riri, RERE.
All right. So if we're going to go to 10K, 10K is a relatively new video by SMITTY, shot in New Haven, like all your new ones, right?
Yeah,
All right.
I definitely always shout out New Haven, Connecticut. I'm big on it. No
New
matter the
Haven.
BS that goes on here, no matter what
Check
happens
that
here.
opening street shot on the bridge.
I love my city.
2-3 plus B, man, that's our world. Bree gang. Sean Block, Bree Street, man. Long live Sean, man. Rest in peace, Slider. We gon' ball forever. Every day I wake up, I just wait until my phone ring. Hello? What you need, a half a piece of whole thing. 12 catch you slipping, don't say no name. I see my daddy make 300K of cocaine. You can make a killing off the dope game. But chill, lay low, it's hard to play both lanes. Boom, now you blowing up like propane. I made 1 million sales right on my mother domain. Gotta fall back, get back to it, you know the usual. If I ain't in the trap, I'm in the studio. Still here for Haven, just to cop some work from Julio. Bands going up, check the fanny, that's the Tulio. Just took a couple shots, I'm trying to get groovy. Follow me on the gram, share my life is like a movie. The M's going up, I guess I'm popping. They say my story is too long, but they still watch. T-Money block, that's how I'm rocking. I love my block, I'm like Chris Porter to Rockets. Shoot a text if you copy. Pull up, by the bike shirt right on Thompson. You say you want the chicken, gotta hustle. Gotta learn how to get it from the muscle. Gotta learn how to survive through the struggle. Cause it's a rumble when you running through the jungle. Gotta hold that ball tight, you can't fumble. You gotta throw your dukes up, you gotta rumble. You might fall off, you might tumble. But when you make it back, stay humble. Cause when you getting money, everybody love you. And when you going broke, then it's like, fuck you. I seen it. Shit. I had to put this shit together like a puzzle. Top 6 plates of doodle and made it bubble. I could teach you how to hustle. Shit real. I heard my brother serve my uncle. I taught you niggas everything you know. I'm your sensei, but you only here for a little, like a template. And you niggas money smell funny, just like Bengay. First 90 days home, a nigga ran up 10K.
I've been waiting for this moment all my life.
10K from New Haven, SMITTY.
Oh,
His videos, his
yeah.
music are all New Haven.
All New Haven.
Here on Dateline New Haven. So you took us on a ride in that video and that song, SMITTY. You took us on a ride at night at the lit up bridge on the Q Bridge, which is really beautiful and a big thing everybody sees.
That's very beautiful.
And you passed the Alexion Tower, 100 College Street. That's that big fancy glass tower they just built a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Then you took us to Dixwell Plaza, which kind of boarded up at night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very different kind of scene. A lot of people don't see that.
That's the area over there I told you about. I live near Henry.
Mm-hmm.
The smoke shop.
And then you took us to Thompson Street again.
Thompson Street again.
Hustler vibe. And then you also talked about a different kind of ride. You talked about your own ride.
Definitely.
Now, you dedicated it to Sean Reeves, who got shot dead.
Yeah, Sean Reeves was one of my brothers.
Brothers?
When I say brothers, I mean family.
Mm-hmm.
We're a family. Thompson Street, we're a family. We're all brothers. We grew up together. We played basketball together. We did everything
he
together.
Got shot dead.
Yeah, we slept together.
Why did I think he lived in the Hill at Columbus West?
We probably had family in the Hill, but he was over there on Norton Street. Sean Reeves grew up on Norton Street.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that was one of my brothers also who passed away. He got shot. He got killed also.
What did that mean for you? What did you remember about when Sean Reeves got killed?
Man, that was big. You know what I mean? Sean Reeves, that's like a blood brother. You know what I mean? That's somebody I knew from 5 to when he passed, and I still know him now if he was alive. You know what I'm saying?
And you know his father's doing all that stuff with the cops to try to tell people not to gangbang.
Definitely. Big Sean. Big Sean is making big moves also. But yeah, me and Lil Sean, we grew up together. I knew him forever. He was from the Trey area. I'm more from the Tribe area, Bill area, Thompson Street, whatever.
So in the video, you talk about hustling, being in the game, making a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And like people have been making songs for over 100 years, talk about that thing when you got a lot of money, everybody knows you. Used to be called Nobody Knows You, Down and Out. And when you come back, you got nothing, they don't know you.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about going to jail and coming back.
Mm-hmm.
What's the message on this song? What are you saying about hustling? Are you saying it's worth it? You're saying my life's like a movie. I had lots of money, then I had nothing. I went to jail, I came back. What are you trying to tell people? I'm not asking for the pretty version. What are you trying to tell people? I'm
trying to tell people, like, be you. Do you. Don't, like, give what you got. Don't let somebody, my whole message is, don't let somebody tell you what you could do. Because people will tell you what you could do and minimize your thoughts and make you think you could only do that. But you really could do this. And you will only know that once you cancel everybody else out and then do what you feel is right.
Now, in your words, you also say, you got to throw your dukes up, you got to rumble, but when you make it back, stay humble. What was that about? When did you have to stay humble? What made you humble?
When I say about that, throw your dukes up, stay humble, it's like, where I'm from, you got to fight for yours. You got to stand on yours. You know what I mean? You got to stand strong. You got to fight. You got to rumble. Because if people feel like you're not a person who's going to stand on yours, you ain't going to fight, you're going to rumble, they'll take advantage of you, if you know what I'm saying.
What about the humble part?
You got to stay humble with that. That's more of when you're doing good, you're doing great things. You can't be shoving it down everybody's throat. You got to stay humble because blessings come and go, and you got to count your blessings.
Now, how long were you behind bars?
I was incarcerated for 2 years. I got a 2-year sentence.
And what was it for?
Gun charge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was it like? Did anything change you? First of all, where were you incarcerated?
I went to the Corrigan. They had me in Corrigan. They had me gang related. Like, you see how you asked me was I in a gang? I guess my music puts me in a gang, but
It's interesting how music is often used, like Operation Bloodline. They actually were talking about French Montana. Fresh, was he fresh or French?
French Montana.
French.
Yeah.
And they showed the people. I remember watching who was in the video and who got arrested in Operation Bloodline. That was used as part of the charge to show that it was gang related.
Yeah, definitely. You have a big outlet. I see a lot of people are viewing whatever the case may be. So I want to put that out there since we're speaking on it. You see how you asked me when I got here, am I in a gang? Maybe because of my music, maybe because me saying gang bang and all that. It sounds like I'm in a gang.
Well, tell you the truth, I don't care about the gang.
I'm in no gang.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And my dad also, you blowed up the bloodline. He's in no gang. But like you say, you brought up French Montana video. It could make you look like you're in a gang from people you're around or the things you're saying, and you could not be in a gang.
So what was it like for you to be in prison?
It was different. I never.
Did it change you?
It definitely changed me. It changed me for the better. I want to say that. Cause it taught me a lot. Prison taught me a lot. I'm the type, I always told myself I probably would never go to jail. Jail was never, like, I didn't think, like, anything I do, I'll be getting caught. Exactly. So me doing that 2 years was more like a wake up call. It was like, wow. Damn.
What was the wake up?
Like, I'm really away. I'm really in jail. And
you're not in charge. You're not free.
No, I'm not free. I'm not with everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
But I'll tell you something else. When you got out, not only were you free again, but you made a video called What's Free? And you went to the Whaley Avenue prison outside the gates.
Definitely.
And let's watch what you wrote.
That's where
and what you filmed.
That's where I started my bed.
When you EOS in front of DLC. No more Mac, roll, jerk, pork, and hot beef.
So the guy just stay down, cause I ain't there, I mean I ain't around. Stay free.
I need you to talk your shit, What's free?
Free is when you EOS in front of DLC.
No more Mac, roll, jerk, pork, and hot beef. Told that guy just stay down.
Cause I ain't there, don't mean I ain't around. Stay free.
Couple brothers got left,
but I'm trying to get right.
Chip on a bitch, shit, I trip on the flight. Trust the fake, do get exposed.
That's my mom right there too.
What's free? You know that feeling when you get to your first pound? You got it out the mud, shit, I got it off the ground. I think it's the type that quad pose and Mike Moore. Or Alva from leaping the way he hold me down. Went from me, baby Trizzy flexing like a bitch, to a jail cell I was stressing like a bitch. 23 and 1 SRG gang block. Just ask about SMITTY B block, my name pop. And no buying shit, I ain't this and I ain't that. Just a wavy, new wavy nigga
that like the rap.
Free Big Smith.
They cut my pop out the trap. I think we need them back.
I don't feel like I'm out. It's like I'm trapped in a Bing toilet right next to the sink. Sully broke and he stink, but I make sure he eat the real nigga and me. But nigga
hop in the shower, we only wreck for an hour. You don't know the feeling. Soup to $1 just to make fried fish.
We turn the chips into flour.
Wrap it in plastic and we lit. Let it sit for a minute. You got common, you rich. Niggas told me like your boy wasn't ready. That's 7,000 and APs. I bag him up till I'm lazy.
I ain't counting no favors.
Get with Babel and Blazer, I might just pull up Harper like what's free.
Free is when you EOS in front of DLC. No more Mac, roll, jerk, pork, and hot beef.
Told the guy just stay down, cause I ain't there, don't mean I ain't around. Pray that guy stay free.
Couple brothers got left, I'm just trying to get right. Before I trip on a bitch.
Should I trip on the flight?
Trust the fake, do get exposed.
What's in the dark, always turn to the light. Stay free. I pray everybody stay free, man. Jealous for nobody, man. Free everybody in jail, man. Jealous for nobody. Word.
What's free?
What's free? SMITTY. Do you go SMITTY Bop or SMITTY?
I'm SMITTY in the world, but SMITTY Bop is more of my rap name. So call me SMITTY Bop. That's where I'm coming out. That's my. That's right. That's the where the money coming.
I'm going to call you right on time on Dateline New Haven, WNHH FM 103.5 FM live. Steve New Independent.org. Harry Jarose and I are visiting with SMITTY, who makes some unforgettable videos, and they're about New Haven. As he puts it, they're so New Haven. So there you are. You got out of jail 12/7, right? December
17.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. How you know that?
Because you wrote that.
I did.
Yeah, you wrote something about your video,
Okay.
and you said you're here to talk about it.
Okay.
And then you showed the scenes with your mom.
Yeah, that was
and
my
with your
mom.
friends.
That was also the lady with the haircut. That was my baby mom's mom also, Miss Ingrid.
How many kids you got?
I got one kid.
And was that the one in the picture?
Where at?
In the video. Weren't you hugging the kid? Maybe not.
Oh no. That was my little brother.
Oh, okay.
That was Larry. That was my little brother, Larry.
So there was. I'm not going to say the N word because I'm just not comfortable saying it. But it's cool if you want to. Well, you say when N jump in the shower, he only ran an hour. Tell me about that.
Okay. I said, nigga, jump in the shower. We only wreck for an hour.
Only what?
We only wreck for an hour.
Wreck.
Yeah.
Tell me what that was. I mean,
wreck is like when you go out and you get your fun time. So they put me in a gang block. Like you said, you thought I was a game. I don't know if you thought that.
Well, no, I had no idea.
Okay.
But you did a video, so that's what they call gang.
Okay, yep. So they put me in a gang block. So it's SRG. So I was in Corrigan, and it's 23-1. So for my first 10 months to 11 months, I was at SRG. So you're in itself for 23 hours.
You mean solitary?
Solitary.
You were in solitary.
Yeah, I was in
10 months.
Yeah, 11 months to be exact.
So how do you stay not going crazy when you are 23 hours a day by yourself in a cell? How did you not go crazy?
Not go crazy. I want to say I went crazy without going crazy, if you get what I mean.
No, tell me what that means.
But I want to, that's hard to explain. But basically, It was 23-1, but I had a cellie. So I wasn't literally by myself.
Was you and somebody else?
Me and somebody else.
Who was somebody? I don't mean name. Like, was it a friend?
I mean,
somebody you knew?
I could say who it was. It was my boy for the game block. It was my boy Buck.
Buck.
Yeah, Hell Bill.
Did you guys know each other before?
I didn't know him before that, but I know him now. And
so what happens when you're 23 hours alone with just one guy, 11 months? What happens? Did you fight? Did you come close?
Nah, we came real close. We came real close. And when you're in the game block, whatever you're affiliated as, they put you as the other. So I was affiliated blood, like you said, like my dad, whichever the case may be. He was affiliated Crip. I never knew him.
Why would they put a blood and Crip the same as not a recipe to fight?
Yeah, that's the
recipe. Do you think they wanted you to fight?
Of course, that's the recipe to fight and start over and go to step one.
Did you make him happy?
Yeah, I made him. I don't want to say I make him happy because that's
not him. Did you make them happy by fighting?
Oh no, we didn't fight. So we didn't fight. We built. That's what we do. We're both from New Haven, so we both built. And I got to know him. His name is Hell Bill. He got about 65 years.
Is he still there?
Yeah, he probably not there. He probably another. I think he's at Carl Robertson because he called me about a week ago.
What would happen for 23 hours? Did you tell each other about your life stories? Did you make up stuff? Did you rap? Did you exercise?
And them 23 hours, it's a bunch of stuff we did. Like them 23 hours felt like 48. So every day for 11 months, I'm in a cell for 23 hours with somebody I never met before, never seen. So I want to say to fill the 24 hours, it was like a lot of TV, a lot of sleep.
Oh, you had TV in there?
Yeah, TV, sleep.
What'd you like watching?
I was watching what was it? I was like TMZ. What's another one? I can't think of one of them now. I was watching Jerry Springer a lot.
But when you came out and you were free, you went back. Why did you go back to doing all these videos? I feel like you did a lot in the last year.
Okay.
Did you have a lot built up, ready to come out? I'm asking kind of a leading question.
Yeah, it was more, I didn't have too much ready for when I came out, but I knew my vision for me sitting down. You know what I mean? Because when I was in there, my mind was so blank and so, this is something I never did before. I couldn't even write no rap. So in there, I wasn't writing raps. In there, I wasn't laying down music. You get what I'm saying? It was just more of a me versus me type of thing without anything else. You get what I'm saying?
So, Harry, I don't think we have time to do two more. There were two I really wanted to show. One was...
well, I queued up Riri because he wanted to finish with it.
Okay, because I'm going to also recommend Ain't No Future in Front. So I'm going to write an article on this one, but Ain't No Future in Front. And you really talk about Sean Reeves there. Yeah. And Money at Sneaker Junkies. And how did you get permission to go in Sneaker Junkies, the new shop on Chapel? How'd they let you have the run of the place to do that whole video?
They let me run the place that night. But those guys, they're my guys down there at Sneaker Junkies, Maz and all them. They good people. But how that approached is, I like the shop. I like to look good. That's my thing. So basically, one day I went down there. I never knew the store was down there. So I went down there.
It just started. It wasn't there.
It just started. Probably been down there. I don't want to even say a year. I'll say 7, 8 months. But long story short, I pulled up whenever I shot the Money video. But basically, I went down there to shop. And I was chopping it up with the guys, telling them, like, man, I got some hot stuff down there. I got some dope stuff. So I talked to them. I'm like, man, I'm a rapper. You guys got a nice place, man. Let me shoot a video down here.
See, if I were them, I would have paid you for influencer. You know how they talk about that?
Yeah.
You gave them a great ad.
Great ad. And you know what's crazy? I'm not the type that want anything extra or, you know what I mean? I just do it out of love. And it's crazy because they actually told me like the shoppers and everything coming is crazy now from
because you're
before
built for
the
this, says Wiz Wright. Rodney says, thanks for speaking to the people. It's important to allow young men to speak it. I'm sorry the vast majority of comments we weren't able to have. I'm sorry we didn't get to play more videos. But before we say goodbye to you, Smitty, you wanted us to watch Riri.
Yeah, they love
right.
Riri. Riri just dropped featuring my boy Bully again. I want to shout him out, Black Skrilla.
Okay, one more video today, and I'm going to recommend, what's the easy way to find you on, what's your channel called on YouTube?
On YouTube, you can find me at Smitty Bop. I think everything will pop up. Type of
Smitty Bop.
Or Smitty 203, whichever the case may be.
And what I do is I always go to I'm So New Haven, and then you just click on your name.
Yeah, and then it pops out, right?
See, I can't figure out some of the stuff. Okay, Smitty, we got Riri, and then we're going to say goodbye to him after.
All right, let me tell them this, man. You can follow me on SoundCloud at Smitty Bop 203. You can follow me on Facebook at Boppy space 23. 23 spelled out. And you can follow me on Instagram at Smitty Bop _TSB. And make sure y'all stay tuned, man. I got a lot.
We're going to come back on.
All right.
After the video, we'll say goodbye. You say all that stuff again.
All right. Man, sleep in peace to God. Peace to God. Man, that's that GG. Screaming free that guy said they free. I'm putting on for my block, man. They need me.
Street. We ain't cool if you can't reach me. Trust me. Please don't touch me. You dusty. You just wanna fuck 'cause I look silly. Why you play the
I think I got a couple 20s on me. Show them since you got the viewers in here. I'm feeling myself, don't give a fuck if you feel me. I'm just hoping these drugs heal me. I'm feeling like Weezy, but you know it's trap or die like Jeezy. Put the T in my Miss Jones, I'ma hit you up too. I see you say you do dreads. Work, just like Riri. For broke niggas, name my type, just like Sweetie. Play with them pose like Mimi. You a piss boy in the game, just like TT. Fucked around and fucked up my Riri. Boy, that little bitch, she look like Riri. And she got that way, got that Fiji. You don't want no beef, she get creepy. Me and Bully, that's a GG. Smoke exotic, back there, that's that GG. Screaming free the guy till they free. I'm putting on for my block, man, they need me. They telling me a snitch, gotta sell a sack. They go get some drip, said I want some crack. Then I got some crack, said I want to eat. Then I want to eat. This shit feels so good, you know that it's like you could. Broke 3 games in a world, up all night like Suge. They asked me what I'm doing, getting money as I should. My pastor told me come to church, I told her God is good. Got a fiend. I just put my rib up, trying to get cured up. Turn around and fucked up my Riri. And that little bitch, she look like Riri. And she got that wig, got that Fiji. You don't want no beef, she get creepy. Me and Bully, that's a GG. Smoke exotic Pac-Man, that's that GG. Screaming free that guy till they free. I'm putting on for my block, man, they need me. Shout out to the whole T Street. Shout out to the whole Thompson Street.
Thompson Street on WNHH Dateline New Haven in the person of Smitty Bop, a.k.a. Smitty, a.k.a. Michael Smith, graduate of Wilbercross High School, Wintergreen Academy.
Oh, wow. You gave him the real name, huh?
Corrigan. And here on WNHHF. Thanks so much for coming in and telling your story.
You know that, man.
I want to leave you with one thought. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. You and I live in the same city.
Yeah.
A lot of ways it feels like different planets.
Definitely.
Your son, New Haven, my New Haven. They don't cross paths too much, but it is one city.
Definitely one city.
It's our city.
Our city.
I'm glad you're in it making great music.
Definitely. 203. Shout out to the whole 203.
Keep it up.
Wow.
I'll be watching.
Right.
We'll be listening.
Shout out to Paul Bass. Thanks for having me, man. Independent 103.5 FM. T Street, T Money Block. RIP Sean, RIP Bree. 2-3 gang, man.
Thanks. Hey, everyone, thanks for all those many comments. Sorry we couldn't say them on the air. Thanks to the miracle man behind the controls. And my tutor, to the extent I can learn something about rap, station manager Harry Droz. And thanks to today's guest, Smitty. May you have many, many, many great videos and songs.
Definitely. And versions coming soon, too.
What's that?
It's a mixtape with me and Bully. It's a collab EP to be sure.
We're on it. Maybe you come back.
Yeah, definitely. LIE to EP3 coming soon, too. Stay tuned.
All
a lot of good things.
We're going to take it out with the Afro-Semitic Experience performing I Wish I Knew How It Would Feel to Be Free from the group CD, A Plea for Peace. This is Paul Bass inviting you to fly free with us all day and all night at WNHH, New Haven's home for community radio.
It stars Cynthia Nixon, Jennifer Ayle, and Keith Carradine. To help me review this new movie, I'm very happy to welcome to the show Kate Rushin. Kate is a teaching artist for the Connecticut Office of the Arts and a Pushcart Prize-nominated poet. She is a regular guest on the Colin McEnroe Show on WNPR and a first-time guest here on Deep Focus. Kate, welcome to the show. It's such a pleasure and an honor to have you here. She is a regular guest on the Colin McEnroe Show on WNPR and a first-time guest here on Deep Focus. So, like many an artist biopic, A Quiet Passion describes the decade-sweeping rise and fall of a troubled artist grappling with the unique demands of her creativity. Unlike other films in the genre, though, A Quiet Passion takes place almost entirely within the confines of a single home, and our solitary, stubborn protagonist is undone not by sex, drugs, and rock and roll, but by a preoccupation with something much more mundane and much more mysterious, her own mortality. The movie opens with a teenage Dickinson pushing back against the restrictive social mores of her 1840s New England boarding school, where stern patrician elders scowl at women expressing themselves with anything more than a curtsy. The movie then jumps to the 1860s and progresses decade by decade through Dickinson's adulthood, which is spent almost entirely at her family home in Amherst, Massachusetts. Dickinson has certain routines that structure her days, taking visitors during the afternoon, reading with family in the evening, writing poetry by candlelight late at night. But as she ages, friendships dissolve, family relationships grow tense, and her poetic obsessions with fame, truth, beauty, and death bleed seamlessly from the page into her life. So, Kate, as you watched A Quiet Passion, did you find yourself wrapped up in Davies' portrait of a stationary artist who travels great distances of intellect, morality, and physical decay? Or did you wish that you had stayed home yourself with a pocketful of Emily Dickinson poems to keep you company?
Well, I'm very glad that I saw the movie. Being a poet myself, being a woman poet, I'm very interested in Emily Dickinson, and she's one of the first, I'd say, classic poets that I was introduced to in school as a kid. And I would say that the film has sent me back to her work, and I'm glad about that.
So that I think that's one thing that is maybe the bare, well, I don't know. I'm interested to get your take on this. Is this a bare minimum of artist biopics, or perhaps a failing if it inspires the viewer to go out and check out the art and the artist who's kind of at the center of the story? On the one hand, I can see that being a great recommendation for a movie, and that it gets an audience as excited about and intrigued by the art on display in the movie and the themes kind of covered by that art. But also, I think maybe something dangerous about that response is that sometimes the movie seems a bit unnecessary. I mean, did you find this movie to be a helpful reminder of your kind of attraction to and response to Dickinson's poetry? Or did you feel like it, I don't know, got at a side of Dickinson or her work that maybe you had not contemplated before?
Well, I think one thing that the film does is that it reminds us that Emily Dickinson was a real live flesh and blood woman, and that she was not this myth that has grown up around the portrait of this recluse frozen in a photograph. So I think it was very good for that. But I guess I don't agree that it's a biography or a biopic. I see it more as Terence Davies' meditation on Emily Dickinson and some of the themes that she deals with in her poetry and some of the issues she faced in her life.
So let's jump into some of those themes and how they kind of manifest themselves in the movie itself. Because this, as I tried to get at in the intro, this is at the same time both a typical and a very atypical biopic. On the one hand, it takes a very wide kind of lens at the life of an individual. I mean, we see 3 or 4 decades compressed into the course of 2 hours, and that is always challenging for any storyteller. But we see her kind of evolution as an artist. Her although I don't know if we ever see much struggling with creating the art itself. It always, from the very beginning, it seems to come, if not quite naturally, she seems to be quite adept at expressing herself through poetry from the very beginning of the movie. But this is an atypical protagonist in that for the last, couple decades of her life, and certainly last hour of the movie, she doesn't really go anywhere, right? She stays in that home in Amherst, Massachusetts. And I think the challenge for the filmmaker is how do you create that, or how do you represent that intellectual ferment as something kind of visually appealing and exciting and understandable, while still, I don't know, kind of staying put. Did you feel like this movie was I don't know, too claustrophobic, or maybe appropriately claustrophobic? Like, how do you think that Davies handled the staying in one location for many, many decades for Emily Dickinson's life?
Well, you took the term right out of my brain. I did feel that the movie was claustrophobic, but I didn't feel that it was Emily Dickinson who was claustrophobic. I thought that the way that Davies put the film together was claustrophobic. For one thing, it was so dark. As the movie progressed, it seemed like, especially the interior scenes, got darker and darker, and there were more and more close-ups. And he omitted some aspects of Dickinson's life and her creative process that I think would have opened the movie up more and made it seem not so claustrophobic.
You know, I was interested in that. You mentioned that in an email exchange we had before this conversation, that you wish that her relationship to nature was explored a bit more. And I think you had said her sister-in-law, there was one other element you identified. But I wonder if this is something, you know, I think that this is one of those movies where the further I get from the actual experience of watching it, and we'll talk about that in a second, I appreciate it more. And I think that you're right. It reflects Davies' take on this particular artist as opposed to a straight up biography of her. What he's interested in is that tension between her inevitable mortality, her longing to be read and recognized as a great poet, and her simultaneous kind of requirement that one cannot be content with worldly fame, even if one could achieve worldly fame, which she's pretty sure that she's not going to have, that's not a proper indication of someone who's speaking kind of truly and honestly through their art. I didn't really have any trouble with him kind of picking and choosing which of those themes in her life he was most interested in, but I do appreciate that depending on the themes you pick, you're kind of confined to one particular room if you're not going to explore the nature angle. What did you think of the